It's not very often that somebody's taller than me. That was crazy. And this is going to slide. There's not a lovely way to do this because there's a laptop here. I hadn't anticipated a laptop being there. But it's okay because here's two things that are happening. One, I know you and you go, oh bless, she's going to drop it. And then the rest of you, I don't know, so you're just going to have to wonder what happens, and you'll just have to know it's all good either way. It is such a joy for me to be standing here because I've had the privilege of knowing Judy for over 50 years, and I feel like maybe there's only a few of us that might win a toaster and know her that long, but I come in at 53 years of knowing this precious friend of mine. And look, I got the memo to wear pearls. I don't even know how that happened. When I was a little girl, my dad sang with the Blackwood Brothers, and when he joined the Blackwoods, I was about 7 years old, and I remember them singing, as you've already heard tonight, many of you would know, there was a trio of sisters singing called the Sunshine Sisters. And I'm telling you, I could hand the mic to Judy right now, and she could tell you this is the absolute truth. The first time as a little bitty 7-year-old girl, I saw those women saying, I wanted to be her sister Sharon. I've said it my whole life, haven't I? Sharon had a personality that was just like bigger than life, and she was always warm, always infectious, and she was a rock star to me like Donny Osmond. And I loved her so much, and this 1,000-watt smile, and the big energy that she played the piano, and that she just loved everybody. And I wanted to be just like that when I grew up. Then there's my sister Tammy. She's 2 years older than me, and she always wanted to be just like Judy. And the older I got, the more I understood that. Because one of my first memories of the Sunshine Sisters, remember her hair, it was like rolled really pretty. If you go back that far, it was just such beautiful hair, all the girls. But she had on a long baby blue dress, and she was so lovely and so poised and so elegant. And the best way I can explain it is that she's the closest thing to Grace Kelly that I ever met. She was the closest thing to Grace Kelly to me, and that's a fact. But not only was she beautiful inside or outside, she was beautiful inside. And I always thought as a kid, maybe she's being nice to me because I'm her friend Ken's daughter. But the older I got, I think it was just she saw us, and I've heard these stories throughout the night. I think there was just something about Judy that could just look at us little girls, two little girls standing before her, looking up at her, and wanting her to autograph our record for like the 97th time. You know, because every time we would be with them, we would go up, and all I could really get out is That's can I have your autograph? And they would always sign our records, and it was so sweet. She was always so good to me. Fast forward a little bit, and I'm 18. I'm singing in California at Brother Ogilvy's church, and y'all were there. So gracious and always an encouragement to me. Always making me feel like I could do the things I dreamed. You know what I mean? And I was an average singer, and yet I spent 40-something years singing in the local church. Everything I did was outside gospel music. And then a few years ago, this was like some crazy kind of miracle because I wasn't really looking for it. In some unforeseen turn of events, God opened the door for me as a songwriter. And I don't think there was anybody outside of my family that was more proud of me than Judy, because she knew me as a little 7-year-old girl. And then to see that the Lord would bear fruit from what we were doing and what we were writing. We're just writing out of our own brokenness, and we're just writing to tell our own heart what we know to be true of God and His Word. And I don't care where I saw her. Yes, she'd get that camera and take a picture. And it was so awesome because I have those. That makes me so proud. Anyway, all that to say, she's one of the first real life heroes I ever had. And I love her very much. And don't mean to cry. I'm not sorry. I don't mean to. I'm so sorry, because then my face jerks all over my head, and then my bottom jaw travels around my face, and then you don't know a thing I'm saying. But we have prayed through so many things together. We've prayed through dozens of surgeries from my son. We've prayed through cancer. We've celebrated life together, and we have grieved losses together. And here we are. I just turned 60. You just turned 80. And yet not one thing has changed since I was a 7-year-old girl. I'm still standing before you. I'm still looking up to you. And 53 years later, you're still the closest thing to Grace Kelly that I've ever known in my life. And I just want to say that, and happy birthday, and I love you.